of the year. So let's finish strong this Friday. Let's go over this nice gap list we have here today on the trade ideas. Let's get our pen out. Here we go. So yeah, so we have a pretty nice gappers list here. Quite a bit on it. See, some of our past stocks are also on the list today. So we'll go through this list over here. Week number 4 of the year. Here is, so let's finich strong this Friday. Let's go over this nice gap list we have here today on the trade ideas. YouTube Live. Okay. So then here is our watch list from yesterday. Right over here. This is what I was watching. So we'll look into that and see how those played out. I traded BMY and also FCX. I had those two trades, and Brian traded. Andrew didn't trade yesterday, as you know, but Brian traded TAL as well. He had a really nice short here on TAL. And then we'll talk about PCG. PCG is obviously a lot of us saw what happened yesterday here, where it just teared up from $7-8 all the way up to 10, halted here for a while, then up to 14. I mean, if you were holding short here, you got to be in pain. Well, yesterday, not even this morning. You didn't have to wait for the morning. You could have been in pain yesterday. So I'm sure a lot of people got killed here. I mean, you don't expect this type of move. But again, PCG, as I was mentioning earlier, is one of those stocks that is not following any technicals, right? It's not following any moving averages, any daily levels. This thing is on its own with all the news going on, whether they're responsible, whether they're not responsible. I had no idea there was a fire back in 2017. So they just got cleared for that fire. So that made this thing jump. I'm sure a lot of people thought probably was the most recent fire because that's what everybody's talking about. So we'll see. Again, be very careful with this stock today. It's just very wild all over the place. All right, let's get into what the SPY is doing today. So again, we're just stuck within this range, right? Clear 265 really. I mean, it hit 268 here, but between this range here and here, we're just stuck between 262 and 265, and then we got the middle range here. So today we're gapping up a bit, almost half of 8%. So let's see how further we can get here. So again, just stuck in a range now, not going up or down. But again, it looks strong because it's holding these levels. Every time it dips low, it ends up, at the end of the day, at least bouncing back a bit. So that's good. That's a good sign. All right, so let's go over some of the top plays and highlights from yesterday and see what took place here. We have American Airlines. So American Airlines had a beautiful pre-market action, right? Had this nice trend here, but then besides this great drop at the morning, besides this drop here, it really got pretty choppy. So unless you're able to take this short here, look at these wicks and these candles, right? Very choppy action. It was really something that was very hard to trace. So I know a lot of people got caught on this. A few members in the chat took this 5-minute opening range breakdown here. If you got in here, then that was a really nice move towards the bottom, towards the low of the day here of this wick. And then if you were able to survive this pullback all the way down here. So pretty good trade. BMY is the one I traded. Took a screenshot of this. Well, I don't have time to find it now, but BMY is one that I traded, and we got in here in the channel. We called it for a bull flag. Actually, no, we called it for opening range breakdown here. In the 1 minute chart, you can see the bull flag clearly. Let's go there as well. Here we go. So here's the 1 minute chart again, just ABCD pattern after ABCD pattern. But we got in right in here, and the minute we got in, it started popping up nicely. So the volume came in, and this thing took off. The previous day close was somewhere up here yesterday, and it just took off nicely, and we hit all these levels. Actually, here's the previous day close. I think it's one of these levels here, if I don't believe. Oh, actually, this one up here. So again, it's just really nice. And then here, I wanted to add right here. I called it on the channel. I wanted to add more size here because it looked good for a continuation towards the previous day close. I just didn't have the guts to do it, so I didn't. Again, I'm not great at adding. This could easily pull back to the VWAP. But I know some members send me screenshots of their adding right on here. So that was a very good move, adding here and then taking advantage of this an extra leg that it got here. So pretty nice. Hopefully you took advantage of that. That was a great trade. Next we have CTL. CTL, just complete chop. Nothing happening here. Very choppy. They didn't do anything. Look at this first candle too. When you see this type of candle, you want to be careful. I mean, look at this. It's just how do you manage your risk on a candle like that, right? Then complete choppiness. Although it's on an uptrend, this was very hard to trade. Look at this 1 minute chart. I mean, how do you trade this? And then one thing you have to notice too, I know people traded this stock, is look at the volume, right? So you have all the volume in the first candle, and then it automatically just drops off. And that's what happened to me at FCX. I got stopped out twice here. So what I saw was a bull flag forming, right? I got in around here, called it on the Chatroom, and stop loss at I remember 1165, right below this level we have from our pre-market show. So I gave it a little more room because this stock doesn't move much. You can manage your risk nicely. But what I failed to realize is the volume. Volume never came in when I got in. The volume never came in. Then I took another shot at it here again. This was after my BMY trade. So I took less shares because I already knew I had a good trade here. So I got in here, and then again I stopped out again at 1165. So small losses on FSX. It just never got the volume. Wish I would have taken it short. Actually, Brian called this for short. He's like, "Hey, Carlos, this looks very toppy," and I'm like, "You know what? It does. Let me get the hell out of here." So I got out of here, and then I said, "You know what, Brian? You're right. This looks like a good short around not here. We call it around here." So, and it did. It broke VWAP, and it just slowly just trickled down all the way to 10 something. So, it was on short selling restriction too. So again, the stock is taking a beating. So we'll see if it's in play today. I don't see it in our gappers list. MKC was also one that again, you had to wait at least 15 minutes to be able to catch this here, this opening range breakup. But if you look at the 1 minute chart, this is not an easy stock to trade. You had the volume, then it dies down. Again, you had to wait a bit, 20 minutes at least, to be able to catch any of these moves here. TAL was nice. TAL, Brian called this out right from the gate. What he did was he said, "Guys, this is going to sell off. That's what I'm expecting. Obviously, nothing is for sure, right? We just, based on his experience and his intuition and what he's seen over and over again over the years, he called it. He called a pullback to VWAP and then a drop. He got in right at the VWAP. He called it out in the chat room. Perfect entry. And he took profits on the way down here. Here, when he hesitated, he took everything out, but he knew he could have kept some on here because again, it's just continued to drop, right? Kept dropping further, but he had an amazing entry. And he took most of it out. But again, just a great call here, and it just continued to drop all day. Look at this level we have here, 1905. We found that level in the pre-market show yesterday. Came right to this level. It looked like it was going to do a double bottom, but I don't think we called it for that reason because it just didn't seem strong enough. All right, so that was our list for yesterday. Let's see what we got today. We got quite a bit in our gappers list. So as usual, every morning we'll go through this gappers list here, and then we will go over our Nasdaq active, Nasdaq gainers. And then I will check in the chat rooms what stocks you're watching on your end that we can possibly call out here. So let's start with WDC. All right, so WDC. Oops, WDC. Let's get some columns in here. All right. We have some level. We've traded WDC in the past. We have some levels on here already. So here's what's going on today. It is up 10%. That's nice. 306,000 shares traded. So we have the volume. So that's good. Let's look at our daily chart. Yeah, this is nice. This is a very good daily chart. So I like the fact that we're gapping up nicely here. 10.4. So that's good. So we'll find some levels. Volume is good. Hopefully it keeps that steady volume. We know how important that could be in a stock when we want momentum at the open. So WDC looks good. CGC up 5.2, 544,000 shares traded so far. This looks nice. A lot of volume, beautiful price action. This is a great price action, guys. You see this? You see this nice trend opposed to when you see all these flats, one candle here. This is a beautiful pre-market action. So CGC is definitely in play. Again, it's been on a tear. It's been on a very nice tear here. It kind of consolidated here a little bit. Now it's gapping up 5.4. So really in play today. Next we have Kron, another pot stock that also broke the high of day a few days ago. Actually, high of pre-market now might be the all-time high now. Yeah, high right now is 1674 from the pre-market. So that's the all-time high. Again, also it's been on a great run. It's just tearing it up. So Kron is definitely in play. 356,000 shares traded so far. Pre-market action not as clean as CGC, but still this is a beautiful pre-market action. Look at the volume. Hopefully it continues to keep that steady volume here. Next we have STM. STM, we know, we've seen it plenty of times here. It doesn't trade very well. STM tends not to trade nicely. Doesn't have a good pre-market action and does not have the volume, so I'm not gonna watch STM just because I don't like the stock. I don't like the way the stock trades. Starbucks, someone mentioned they were on the news earlier today on CNBC. as trending. So let's see what's going on here. So it is up 3.7 right now, 174,000 shares traded so far. Not the cleanest daily chart, but we do have some clean levels here that we can mark, so we'll get into that. Let's remove these older levels we have here. We'll find some fresh ones today. And as we can see here, it pre-market action looks so. It needs more volume. It's pretty kind of flat here. It's starting to get better from here on, so let's see how it develops. But it needs more volume at the moment. It is gapping up 3.7. It's supposed to be trending today, so we'll see how that makes the price action react this morning. MU has the volume, 253,000 shares traded so far, and it traded nice yesterday. Usually MU has been pretty choppy the last several days with AMD, but yesterday it did trade nice. It was a great opening range breakdown. You wait your 5 minutes, get right in here close to VWAP, and then you ride this over to these levels. So really nice trade yesterday. Today it has the volume. It is up 2.5. Pre-market action never looks great on MU. You never get really a good pre-market action, which is fine. It does get the volume, and then it causes to have a good trade like it did yesterday. A good trading open. So we'll keep MU on here for now. Let's look at CL. CL, not that much volume, not a great pre-market action. You have this nice drop here, right? But then from here on, there's really not much happening at the moment. Look at the 1 minute chart. This does not look great at all. It is down 2.3. Let's look at the daily chart. I like the daily chart though. It's losing all these levels here. You got some clear levels down here that you can find. Doesn't look too choppy. So CL could be okay. It just needs to get more volume. Right now, the pre-market action, this is not a great pre-market action. So what we mean by that, again, if you look at how just the candles are, look at a WDC starting to get a little better here, but look at a CGC. This is a beautiful pre-market action. You see this? You have a flow to it. This one here is not. It started well, but now it's just choppy all over the place. And if you go down here, no volume, that's what causes this nasty pre-market action. And if you look at class 2 on YouTube that Andrew posted, he talks all about levels, what a good daily chart looks like, what a good pre-market action looks like. So you're just joining us for the first time, make sure you definitely check out that class. It's available on YouTube. ABBV, 126,000 shares traded, is down 3.4, so that's good. Daily chart looks a little choppy. As you can see here, you got all these gaps over here. We traded it before in the past, or at least had it in our watch list because we have these levels. I'm gonna remove these over here. We'll find some clean ones. Not sure what to think about. The spread is horrible at the moment, but it is early. 30-cent spread here, and it is dropping nicely, kind of building this level here. It needs more volume though, so we'll keep it on. We keep it on there for now. INTC is 1 million shares traded so far. Although it has that many shares traded, the pre-market action this is a horrible pre-market action. This is not clean at all. So not sure about this one. I will most likely drop this one. It is down 6.8. Let's look at the daily chart. I do like when stocks are down a lot. Like that, we got some levels here, 45.56 already, 46.65, 47.39. So yeah, let's see. I'm on the fence on this one. We'll leave it on here for now. PCG. Oh boy. Who traded PCG yesterday on the breakout? Anybody get in on around $7 before it halted, or $8 when the news came out? If you did, congrats. I hope you made a killing yesterday. So look at this. I mean, this is just insane. So today, right now, see what it's doing. So the volume is there, of course, 2.1 million shares traded so far. So that's tons of shares. It's kind of holding this level here. It dropped as low as 1183 in the pre-market so far. It seems to be holding this 1220 here. So the high of the pre-market 1370 where it dropped from. So all these levels up here was dropped from here. So let's see what PCG does. It's definitely going to be in play today. But again, guys, this is a stock that I don't think there's any technicals to be following PCG. I think it's just clearly just craziness. So you got to be very careful on your size. So you can see what happened yesterday. This stock can move on you. You don't want to be caught in any type of move like that in the wrong direction. Can you imagine being short here and waking up to this, right? Or seeing this happen yesterday? This was a 73% move, I believe, at one point. So that's crazy. All right, so PCG will be in play. Has the volume down 9.9%. Yeah, David, I did see that Morgan Stanley upgraded also PCG to a target of 17, right, from 13. But you just can't go by that with this stock. I believe. I think it's just so much conflicting news with the investors and the board of the company. You just don't know what's actually happening here and what the outcome is going to be for the future. But if it provides us a good opportunity, good risk to reward, we could definitely trade it. All right, guys. So that's our gappers list today. I will get to some of the stocks we have you guys are posting on the chat room. But first, let's look at the Nasdaq active and Nasdaq gainers. Let's see if we can find something in here. RAND, no volume. We'll skip that. CLRO has the volume. How's the pre-market action? All right, it's decent. 345,000 shares traded so far, up 29%. It has been on a tear lately. When it gets the volume, you can see it does run. Look at this candle here. Got the volume. It ran. We're getting close to that volume from yesterday already. So people are paying attention to this stock. Plenty of times here it has had the volume and it has ran. But wow, that's scary right there. If you get caught on that drop. So yeah, so this looks like it's going to be in play. What is the float on this? I'm assuming it's pretty low, 7.9 million. So we'll put it down here in our risky pile. But the pre-market action is starting to look pretty good on here. Had a big day yesterday. It's giving up for another big day today. So that's the way it looks at the moment. NCNA, nothing happening. Down to APTO, nada. WDC, we have WDC up here already. It's got to get more volume. It has 320,000 shares traded, but we want to see that steady volume. But the pre-market action is looking okay, so we'll keep WDC on here. LTRX, not much going on there. GLG, nothing. TTNP, no volume. PHII, no volume. IMMU, popping up now, but really no volume at the moment. So Nasdaq active, we know HNNY, it's not tradable. INTC, we have up here as well, but it's looking very choppy. We might drop this one. Our buddy AMD, always with the great volume, 909,000 shares traded so far. But again, it's just not a great pre-market action. And it's just been so choppy the last several days. Look at this, it's kind of trading sideways. So we'll skip that. MTP has the volume, horrible pre-market action. It was less than $1. It's nasty. ETFs I don't trade. Again, they're not bad. I just don't trade them. Here, what do we have? 438,000 shares traded, but horrible pre-market action. So that's not. I don't think that's going to be in play. That's Eric. Cron we have already in our list, and CLRO we have down here already. Looks like it's the best one that's in play out of this entire list that we have not gone through. And last one, IDXG, not in play. Under $1 in a horrible pre-market action. All right, let's see what you guys are watching on your end. We got quite a list today, so we'll get into those, find some levels, see which ones look best, which ones are getting a better volume, and eliminate the weak. So XLNX, this was the one I regret dropping from my watch list yesterday. So we looked at this, and man, it took off. I'm glad some people in the chat room kept it and were able to trade it. But look at this opening range here, just a beautiful opening range breakup. You get in on the pullback on the way up. You get in here for the crack of the break of the previous candle, and it just takes off with never testing your entry ever again after that. Consolidates here, the mini bull flag, right? That's your flag right there. Takes off again. I mean, it was just nonstop. We were watching this and rooting for some people that were in this trade from here all the way up to 106. So great job, guys. Today doesn't have the volume. So it's kind of holding this 106 level where it got to yesterday, and it's just kind of holding it there. But today, right now, it doesn't have the volume, doesn't have a good pre-market action. It might just hang out here. It might be a good play mid-morning, because usually stocks that are in play the day before tend to get some kind of action the following day, which will be today for XLNX. All right, what else we have, guys? APTO. APTO doesn't have the volume. Again, it is gapping up 11%, losing most of it now, so it was up even more than that, probably 20 or so over here. but just doesn't have the volume, right? You have these huge block trades that are happening here. Look at this trade, it's 25,000 shares traded here and nothing happens, right? So you don't want to be stuck in a stock that has no momentum and no action. All right, Baba, and then we'll look at Roku next. Roku had a good day yesterday. Let's see what Roku did. But first, we have here Baba. Oh, Baba has a beautiful pre-market action. Yeah, this is nice. Look at this. It's a good pre-market action. Now you have just this one huge order here, which I don't like, right? So that's creating most of the price action. That's 110,000 shares traded right there. But the pre-market action looks good. We'll keep it on here. See if this causes people to start looking at Baba. And it is up. It is up almost 2%. Once it gets above 2%, it's gonna crack here into our gappers list. And yeah, it looks very strong today. It looks like it wants to break this level. Very clear level over here at where's this at? Right here, 159.55, right? Looks like it wants to crack that. If it cracks that, it can run. And we got some clean levels up here. Hasn't been up here in a while. It tested it a few days ago here, and then it hasn't been here since last year. So that could be good. Could be a strong move for Baba. I know David in our chat room watches Baba, so this could be a good day for David on this stock. All right, so we'll keep it on there. What else we have? ALT, and then we'll look at Roku next. ALT, yeah, this is not tradable here. No, again, it's gapping up 3.2, but no volume. And look at this price action, right? You don't want to be calling any of this here. All right, so next we have Roku. All right, Roku. What did it do yesterday? Yeah, actually, yeah, it broke this resistance here yesterday. So it's looking strong today. But you're right, it doesn't have the volume, just like you mentioned right in the chat. So what we could do is we could watch this in the mid morning, or look for our scanners if this thing pops up. You know, scanners for turbo breakdown, turbo breakup, turbo breakdown. Yes, Andrew will be in today. He was not trading yesterday because he arrived very late from his flight. I think at 2 a.m. his time. So he was not able to trade, but he will be trading today. All right, so let's make this list a little smaller. Start with WDC. WDC has some spikes of volume. Right now, it seems to be pretty dead, but I like the pre-market action. So let's find some levels. I like the fact that it's also up 10.2%. You know, that can create some action. Let's find some fresh levels. Let's get rid of these. So we'll mark this level right up here at 40. What is this? 46.43. Up here at 49.41, and then towards the bottom we have this one over here at 43.69. You got this day kind of consolidating around this area. You have another one down here at 42.70, and then you have the previous day high right over here. And then you can also mark the previous actually this one could be a good level here as well, this drop of this date. I'm not going to mark the high of the pre-market because it looks like we're about to break that right now anyway, so I'm not going to mark that. The next level I have is 46.06 on the way up from the point of the price right now. So let's see, looks very strong, gapping up 10.4. CGC, beautiful pre-market actions, losing it a bit now. It is up 5.1. Again, this stock has been in a tear. Let's remove some of these levels. So towards the bottom, you got the previous day high and low. Over here, highs, previous day close with the black dotted line, previous low and previous low. Let's find some levels here. We can actually mark the high of the day, 47.47. And then if it decides to crack that, you have some levels up here. We can mark the first one of this day here, 51.03. And then you have this one all the way up here, 59.05. I don't think we get there today, so let's find something in between. 45.83. So very clean levels, guys. When the levels are like this, they're easy to find, right? You have these extremes that you can mark the levels. You can even mark this one here as well if you want something in between. But pretty clean levels for CGC. Let's see what it does today. It has a good pre-market action, tons of volume, 611,000 shares traded so far. You had this huge volume here, but the volume is still coming in. It's pretty nice. So that's good. The spread is okay. Kron has the volume, 395,000 shares traded so far. Also banging his head up on the high of all-time high, 1673, which just created in the pre-market. So there's no levels above that. Let's get rid of this level here so we can have a fresh list. All right, so we'll mark it again. Up here, 1674 is the all-time high. Below that, you can mark this level just to have something in case it wants to dip down to 1608 and then bounce back up, maybe for a fallen angel, a strategy. Then you have the previous day high over here and close as well. Then below that, another previous day high, previous day lows down here as well. Moving averages are all in the bottom. Obviously, it's all-time high, but you can see how this thing has been riding this moving average here nicely. So everything is turning up. Don't worry about the VWAP on the daily chart. But again, pretty strong stock at the moment. All right, Starbucks. Starbucks is making new highs here. Let's find some levels. So towards the top, we have 68.10, 68.10, 68.20. That's okay. 68.13. And then another right over here at 68.96. We're making our way up there. I want to mark this level here. I know the price is right on it, but this level here could be some kind of support. 67.20. So let's see if that could play some kind of support. Below that, you have the previous day highs for the last 2 days, right? And then below that, you have the previous day close, and then you have the previous day low for 2 days ago, previous day close, and then you have these levels down here. Looks really strong. I don't think it's going to sell off today based on what I'm seeing now. And the volume is there, 234,000 shares traded. It is getting stronger, and it's up 4%. So Starbucks definitely in play. We'll keep a watch on it. Let's see if it holds that level we found here at 67.20, and if it can crack over to this 68.13 up here. So is there any level in between there that we can find? That's a big run, 68.13. Actually, might not be a big run for Starbucks, but will be nice to have a level. Yeah, let's mark this date here just to have something in between for a possible profit-taking target, or it might even get there before the market even opens. 67.66. So let's see. All right, so Starbucks looks good. MU has the volume, 353,000 shares traded so far. Let's find some levels for MU. All right, so we have a clear top over here at a 39.74.84. You got these 3 days kind of hanging around this 38.70. So let's see if we can get to that. Right now, it's bouncing off of the previous day high from yesterday. Below, you have the previous day close, and then you have tons of levels down here. Previous day low, high, high, and low. So plenty of levels towards the bottom. Let's see if it can hold this previous day high from yesterday, and if it can continue to make newer highs. We got 38.70 and 39.84. All right, so CL. So MU looks good. It's got the volume. It's got actually starting to get a better pre-market action than it was earlier today, and than what it has done in the last several days. So this could be good if it continues on this nice uptrend here with volume. CL, no volume. I'm gonna get rid of CL. It started off nicely, but now it's just kind of died out. So we'll get rid of this one. ABBV. Again, just no volume. Is this CL? Is this also associated with CL? It looks just like it, right? Same drop, and it's kind of bouncing back here, but no volume. So we'll get rid of this one. INTC has a horrible pre-market action. It has the volume, man. 1.1 million shares. I mean, that's nice, but just this pre-market action, I don't want to be involved in this. I mean, this doesn't look great. I like the fact that it is dropping, 6.4. So let's find some levels just in case it pops into our scanners. I'm not gonna watch it. But you have the previous day, the high of the pre-market at 47.20. It's trying to get above this 46.65 level. Where do we find that here? It must be from this day here. So let's see if it can break this 46.65. Below that, you have 45.56, and we can also mark the low of the pre-market at 46.12. And then all the way down here, I don't think it'll drop because it looks like it wants to bounce. 44.49. And for the heck of it, let's mark 43.55. All right, so plenty of levels on INTC. But again, I'm not going to watch it, but we'll have our levels ready just in case it pops up into our scanners. PCG definitely in play today. Even if you don't trade it, it'll be great to see the action on this stock today. So I'm definitely going to watch it. So low of the pre-market right now at 11.83. The high is right next to the previous day close. I'm not going to mark it. It's just right there at a previous day close, hanging out at, what is this, 13.95. Then below that, we can mark this day here. Again, I don't think this stock is following any technicals, but let's mark some stuff just in case. 969, and above that you have this gap that we might try to close at a 15.94 if we get above this $14 mark. That 14 can be some resistance today, not right next to the previous day close. All right, sweet. So PCG, CLRO, what is it doing? Are we still uptrending? All right, so we bounced a bit, but now we're kind of moving sideways. But it does have the volume, 476,000 shares traded so far. Pre-market action looks okay. Okay, not great. Let's find some levels in case it hits our high of day bull flag for a falling angel later in the mid-morning. We're ready. So let's look at 250 for the pre-market high. You have another pop over here at 261, 260. Another one over here at 274. We've seen this stock run when it gets the volume, and then we can also mark this one over here at 324. That's a stretch, but you never know. Then towards the bottom, I'm gonna mark this over here from this day at 215. Right, want to see if it can hold that 215. As you can see here, it's kind of holding it at the moment. Right, held it here and it bounced back. So let's see if this can come down, hold that 215 for a good fallen angel strategy. I think fallen angel is in one of our classes. Can't remember the number, but if you're in our members group, you can definitely check out in the education center, check out the classes. You can see how that strategy plays out. All right, so that looks good. Has the volume gapping up 23.5. It has to hold some kind of level and then take off again. So let's see if it does that. Baba looks good today. Let's find some levels for it. So we have this level all the way up here at 168.57. Another one here at 65.13. It's trying to crack this 150. What is it? 159.55. If it can crack this thing can run. It's looking very strong right now. Towards the bottom, you have the previous day close, and then tons of levels down here. Right, very strong level over here. Obviously, you got several days just bouncing off of this, and then you have some more levels down here as well. So Baba looks good, looking very strong today. Has the volume, 437,000 shares traded. How many we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have way too many. I'm gonna get rid of some, but and again, if you're starting out, just a tip. You don't have to watch every stock to feel that you're not going to miss something. Just pick the best 3 to 4 that you want to watch. Pick the best one with the most volume, with the cleanest pre-market action. I like to watch 6 because that's what I'm used to already. But when I first started, I only watched like 3 or 4, right? Because you want to just get used to the information you're looking at. So no fear of missing out, guys. Pick the best 4 to 3 stocks starting out. Focus on those. And if somebody else in the chat room takes another trade and they do great, don't switch to that stock and then trade it. That doesn't work. You need to be able to be looking at the stock, trade for yourself, and have your risk plan ready before you get into a trade. All right, guys. Anything else you're watching on your end that maybe I have not covered yet? No. Is anyone having problems with a data fee? My data fee looks fine. Anyone in our chat room having any issues? All right, guys. Any questions so far? LRCX was in play yesterday. Yeah, that's a nice move yesterday. So yeah, but again, this one could also be one that's gonna probably be in play later today. Right now, it doesn't have the volume, but maybe mid morning it can be in play or create a good opportunity. All right, guys, coming up on 9:05, so I am going to log off from YouTube. Thanks for joining us, guys. Hope you have enjoyed this week of all the pre-market shows we have been doing. Like or comment below. Our moderators get back to every comment that you leave on there, so make sure to do that if you have any questions that in regards to our show or in regards to our community, to also as well just ask any questions we can answer you as soon as possible. All right, guys, take care. Have a great trading day today. Stay green. Most importantly, stay disciplined. No FOMO, so don't chase anything. We'll be back next week trading again, so no need to force any trades today. Have a great weekend, and I will see you guys Monday, 8:30 Eastern time. Thank you.